Ladies and gentlemen, buyers, good morning and a very warm welcome to what is sure to be another very special Harcourts Rata and Co-Auctioneer at number 2 at 5 Delaware Street in Reservoir. My name is Robert Ozzimo. I proudly represent the company of Harcourts Rata and Co. I'm joined here today by some of my award-winning colleagues in blue. Should you require their advice, please feel free to approach either Paul Rametta, Michael Tomadakis, Michael Carafa, and of course, Mr. Michael Cananzi, who no doubt you've had the great pleasure of becoming acquainted with throughout the marketing campaign. Buyers, let me share with you now the following announcements, which in place to have you bid and buy with absolute confidence here today. The auction will be conducted in accordance with the rules and any additional conditions that were made available for inspection before the start of the auction. The auction rules prohibit an auctioneer from accepting bids or offers for property after the property has been knocked down to the successful bidder. The vendors have a reserve price as the auctioneer. I'll indicate bidders on request. The law prohibits false bids, prohibits major disruptions by bidders and prohibits bidders attempting to prevent others from bidding and provides for fines for such conduct. The rules permit for vendor bids. The words I'll use during the auction to indicate that I'm making a bid on behalf of the vendor are vendor bid, and by law only I, as the auctioneer, can make a vendor bid. The contract of sale has been on display prior to today's auction. We call for a 10% deposit upon the fall of the hammer and the signing of that contract to take place here today, with the balance to be paid at settlement in a flexible 30 to 60 days time, at which time the vendor will provide the lucky buyer with vacant possession of the property. All in all, quite a straightforward contract. Everything is in there, everything is quite clear. So buyers, is with my highest recommendation what we offer for your consideration and competition here today. This unit has absolutely everything that you need for a great investment or a great lifestyle. The perfect opportunity for an investor, the perfect opportunity for a first home buyer, the perfect opportunity perhaps for the downsizer and the small family. A spacious floor plan offering 3 bedrooms in total. They don't build them this big anymore, I can tell you that. And here at the very heart of Reservoir, where we've got access to so much wonderful infrastructure, easy access to a plethora of shopping, not the least of which is Broadway and Edward Street shopping, as well as easy access to High Street shopping, bars and restaurants, easy access to a number of transport options, everything right at your fingertips. And in 2025, the market is on the move. So the question you need to ask yourself is, do you wait and pay that capital growth down the track, or do you act now and earn that capital growth for yourself? The decision could not be any more clear. If you'd like to get the salt sticker up on the board, right now is your time to reserve that right. Buyers, where can I see a fair and reasonable starting bid for 2 at 5 Delaware? Who'd like to start us off? I don't mind the call. I'm in your hands, buyers. Start me where you like. At 650,000, a fair start, and we're up and running. Welcome, man. Best of luck. At 650,000 now. At 650,000. At 700. At 700,000, a great bid at that. At 700,000. At 15 now. At 715. At 715,000, fairly been offered at 715 the bid. At 715,000, bid here against your buyer on the phone, Michael. At 715. At 715 the bid now for the first call at 715,000. Are we done? At 715,000, second time at calling 715 the bid. At, what was that, man? At 20, I'll take the 20 at 720 now, the same courtesy of 5. If you like at 30, even better. At 730,000, the quick retort there. 40, can I say? At 730, the bid. At 730,000, fairly been offered now at 730. I will say that we are on the market and selling here today. Keys are with you, ma'am. At 730,000, I'm not going inside. There's no halftime break. We are here to sell today. At 730,000, we play for keeps. At 40 now, at 740. Saw that first at 50 now. At 750,000, welcome to you both. At 750,000, fairly bidden off, and 60 now. At 760,000 behind. At 760. At 75. At 775 the bid. At 775 now. At 775 in the bids there. Keys are there. We play for keeps. 85 now. 785. Perhaps 800, sir. At 785 the bid. At 785,000, fairly been offered on the market and selling. If you've come to buy, bid me now or forever hold your peace. I won't be going inside to seek instructions. My instructions are clear. They have been sought. They are to sell. At 785, bids here. Keys are here. We sell away. At 90, welcome back, ma'am, at 790 now. At 790,000. At 790, the bid's behind. On the market and selling. Bids there, keys are there. We sell here today. At 790. Once at 793. Love the bid at 793. At 793,000. At 793, the bid's back here now. At 793, he's taking those keys. What do you say, man? Give me 800 in the rise. Be bold. At 793,000. At 95, welcome back at 95. At 795 and the bid's there. At 795,000, bid there, cross the road, opportunity with you still, sir. At 795 now. At $795,000 the bid. At 796 and welcome back with one. Same courtesy at one if you like, but a big bid's the best response to a small one. At 796 and the bid's there. At 796, bid's there. There's no further bidding, we'll sell at that. At 796,000 once. At 796 are we done? At 97.98. At 798, welcome. Best of luck, never too late till the hammer falls. Hasn't fallen quite yet. 798, bids in front, opportunity behind. And on this side of the street at 800, we got there in the end. Welcome. At 800,000, even money at that at 8. Don't let it scare you off. It's just a round number. It's only one more than 799. At 800,000 and the bid's there. At 800 the bid for the first call at 800,000. Done. 801 now, and welcome back with one at 801,000. At 801,000, only the one bid here today, absolutely sure. At 801,000, bids there, opportunity with you. At 801,000, fairly bid and offered. At 801 the bid, bids there, keys are there. We sell 801,000 once. At 801 done.
801.50.
Oh, 801. 801 and a half, 801 and a half. I was going to take 50. Fair enough, at 801 and a half. 805 would be better. At 801, at 802 now. At 802,000, small bids help the competition come along. Big bids show the competition that you're here to buy. At 802,000, the bid's there. Opportunity back with you. At 802,000, fairly been offered, sir. We're done here. Definitely are. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 802,000, bids in front. Michael done on the phone. You're off. I'll assume that's all done there. Ma'am, we're done. Thank you very much for your bidding here today. At 802,000, bids there. Keys are there. We're done there. At 802.
I'll go 802.
802 I have, ma'am.
Oh, 803.
803 now. At 803,000. At 803,000, fairly been offered now at 803. If that's all, I'll sell here at 803. At 500, 803 and 5,000, sir. 500 at 803 and a half. At 803,500. At 803 and a half in the bids there. Can I say 805 in the rise, man? 805 now. At $805,000 the bid. At 805,000, bids there, keys are there. We're selling at 500, 805 and a half. At 805,500 the bid. Bid back there. It's a $1,500 bid. Don't walk away for half.
You going to give it to me?
We're absolutely sure. If you're the last bid, I certainly will, ma'am. At 805 and a half the bid's there. Definitely done.
Yep.
Thank you very much for your spirited bidding here today. At 805,500. Bids there. Keys are there. We're on the market. We sell. If you've come to buy, let me know now. At 805,500 the bid. Once at 805.5 done. Twice at 805 and a half, done and finished. Third, final call, 805,500, all done, all finished, all silent out, done here. We're done back there. Ma'am, are you absolutely sure? We're selling, 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 sold. Congratulations and well bid. Please join me congratulating our purchasers and our vendors here today. You've just witnessed another successful Harcourts Rata & Co auction. Have a great weekend. We'll see you again soon. Thank you.